Get ready to dive into stories that go beyond the ordinary. I created this channel to challenge your imagination and give you a front row seat to compelling, advanced narratives. To keep these stories coming, please subscribe, like, and share with others who love this great story. Title: Lines of the Law and the First Task of 4-Star Domain Competition. Now let's continue.
The boring match in the projection finally ended, and Lin Moyu lost 100,000 points. The match had lasted for most of the day and was extremely dull. However, the upcoming preliminaries were much more exciting. Lin Moyu also witnessed the battles of cultivators from the Azure Dragon Star Domain. Their attacks were indeed fierce, a world apart from those of the Black Tortoise Star Domain. As a benefit for being a seed contestant, they didn't need to travel around the 4 major star domains to watch the matches. Watching match after match, they could understand the cultivators, spells, and attack methods of each star domain. The match in the Azure Dragon Star Domain ended in less than 10 minutes. Next, matches from the White Tiger Star Domain and the Vermilion Bird Star Domain were staged one after another. No matter which star domain, the matches were more exciting than those of the Black Tortoise Star Domain. After this, Lin Moyu no longer placed any bets and just quietly watched the matches. Lin Moyu asked, "Sister, what do you think of the spells from other star domains?" Lin Mohan, as always, was domineering, not interesting, just child's play. Lin Moyu continued, "During the matches, our realms are the same." Lin Mohan chuckled, "So what? No matter what spells they use, I can break them with a single sword." This was her sword intent, her sword heart, and her Dao heart. No matter what methods the enemy used, she could break them with a single sword. No matter how strong the enemy was, she had an unstoppable sword. Lin Moyu gave a thumbs up, "Sister, you're so impressive." Lin Mohan rolled her eyes at him, "Flattery won't work on me." Well, the suppression from the bloodline was somewhat helpless. In the following days, Lin Moyu watched a few more matches, gaining a deeper understanding of the cultivators from each star domain. Lin Mohan no longer appeared. She was cultivating in her residence. She didn't go to the time house. According to her, the time house conflicted with her talent and was more harmful than beneficial. Moreover, the 9 Heavens Orchid sword she inherited emphasized comprehension. As long as she comprehended it, she could make great strides forward. If she couldn't comprehend it, no amount of hard practice would help. A few days later, Lin Moyu also stopped going to the central square. He had seen enough and had gathered enough information about the cultivators from the 4 major star domains. After summarizing, the conclusion he reached was not much different from what Lin Mohan had said. No matter what fighting style or spells the opponent used, as long as one's own strength was strong enough, one could break them with force. Especially when all realms were suppressed to the God King level, his God King realm body was simply an unparalleled weapon. These few days seemed somewhat wasted, but they were not. They increased Lin Moyu's knowledge, turning the information he had read into real images. The saying, "Hearing is believing, seeing is believing," was true. No matter how much information one read, it was not as accurate as seeing it with one's own eyes. 5 days later, Lin Moyu entered the time house. Unlike Lin Mohan, his current cultivation was only at the 3rd rank of the God King realm. With more than half a year left until the 4-star domain competition, using the time house for cultivation would be enough to advance his cultivation further. In the time house, time accelerated 100-fold, consuming 10,000 points per day. For Lin Moyu's wealth, 10,000 points were nothing. Entering the time house, he activated the formation. Time began to accelerate, and Lin Moyu keenly felt that everything was changing. The eye of the soul opened, and he saw the lines of the laws. The lines representing the laws of time were invisible. They were too advanced. The lines representing the laws of space were also invisible. When Lin Moyu first saw the lines of the laws, he noticed that the first-tier lines of the laws were invisible. It wasn't that his soul wasn't strong enough, it was just the way it was. The Great World had restrictions, not allowing the first-tier lines of the laws to be easily revealed. If the first-tier lines of the laws were visible, those in the other shore realm would have comprehended them long ago. The visible lines of the laws were all 3rd-tier laws, with some 2nd-tier laws. Some powerful laws seemed to be intentionally hidden. This phenomenon was very interesting. Lin Moyu didn't know if there was a special reason or if it was just the way it was. The formation continued to operate, and time accelerated faster and faster. The lines of the laws appeared twisted, not very strongly, but they were indeed twisted. When the time flow reached 100-fold, the lines of the laws vibrated like waves, and the laws they emitted also twisted. Lin Moyu watched this scene and murmured to himself, comprehending the laws has become more difficult. Because of the hundredfold time acceleration, the twisted laws make comprehension more difficult. However, because of the hundredfold acceleration, even though comprehension has become more difficult, it still saves a lot of time. Depending on each person's aptitude, the time saved is roughly 10 to 20 times. 10 to 20 times the efficiency, but at the cost of a hundredfold lifespan. It's hard to say if it's worth it. However, a hint of joy appeared in Lin Moyu's eyes. The twisted laws don't affect me. His consciousness sank into the soul world. In the soul world, purple light shone, like a fifth-grade purple jade soul, a mark of the other shore realm. The entire soul world exuded a noble aura, majestic and awe-inspiring. Under the purple light, stars of spells shone brightly. Summoning spells formed a 9-star spell system, with the undying law evolving and transforming within, appearing very real. The summoning spells didn't manifest the complete undying law but a part representing the life force of the undying law. It granted life to the undead army, forming the foundation of the undead army. The skeletal spells manifested the death force of the undying law, bringing hell and death. The two laws combined formed the complete undying law. In the early stages of Lin Moyu's cultivation, they provided immense help. Now, the skeletal spells had merged into one, forming the skeletal hell, and could no longer manifest the laws. But now, Lin Moyu no longer needed to rely on them. With a thought, his soul power surged, and his entire body emitted a purple light. In the soul world, a gray-white law star river condensed. Although not a god sovereign, Lin Moyu used his other shore realm soul to forcibly summon the law star river. The undying law surged within the star river, and the entire law star river was the complete undying law, eliminating the need for him to merge and comprehend it separately. The law star river was the best model for comprehending the laws. A smile appeared on his soul. Isn't this more useful than manifesting the laws? Using the law star river to comprehend the laws was something only Lin Moyu could do. The law star river was exclusive to god sovereigns, who could freely manipulate it. But god sovereigns had already fully mastered their laws. Summoning the law star river again would be meaningless. Lin Moyu, however, used his other shore realm soul to forcibly summon the law star river for comprehension. This method was unprecedented in the great world. The key was that the time acceleration affected the lines of the laws, making it much harder for others to comprehend the laws. But the time acceleration didn't affect Lin Moyu's soul world, nor did it affect the law star river. So it had no impact on Lin Moyu. A hundredfold time was just a hundredfold time, not wasted at all. Days passed by, and the number of people in the central square gradually decreased. Like Lin Moyu, many had entered the time house to cultivate. For these seed contestants, the human race's fire seeds, cultivation was ingrained in their bones. During these few days, more people gradually arrived. The seed contestants from the 4 major star domains had already gathered, with Lin Mohan being the last to arrive. Afterwards, a few more people came from the War God Hall, and several others came from the Divine City. The total number of seed contestants reached 100. Among them, there were 40 seed contestants from the 4 major star domains. The War God Hall and the Divine City each had 30 seed contestants. In previous 4-star domain competitions, the War God Hall and the Divine City had never sent so many people before. Generally, they would only send around 10 people, just to make up the numbers. This time, however, the number of people they sent suddenly increased, for reasons unknown. After the last person arrived, the entire Ring Mountain continent began to tremble. The formations in the time houses simultaneously stopped operating, and the projection in the central square also disappeared at the same time. Numerous towering mountains rose from the sea, far outnumbering the islands. The mountains stood like upright spikes in the ocean, covered in vegetation, with many giant beasts roaming and roaring within. After the time houses were interrupted, those who were cultivating inside came out one by one. When they emerged, they realized that the entire world had changed. The once bright and sunny sky had turned gloomy. Immediately after, a vast array of runes appeared in the sky, forming a massive formation that enveloped the entire continent. An overwhelming pressure descended from the heavens, weighing down on everyone. Everyone's faces revealed a sense of panic. What's happening? Why can't we fly anymore? The formation has sealed off the airspace. Not only that, it has also restricted the use of magic treasures. No, it's only restricting the use of magic treasures at the God Sovereign realm and above. We can still use those at the true God realm. My cultivation is decreasing. As the formation continued to operate, the pressure grew stronger, and the restrictions became more severe. Lin Moyu remained calm and composed, having experienced such situations countless times before. During his time on the battlefield, most of the tasks he undertook involved suppressing his cultivation level. Being unable to fly was a common occurrence, nothing out of the ordinary. Lin Mohan walked over, equally composed. Do you know what's happening? Lin Moyu looked up at the sky. It seems there's going to be a task or trial. Lin Mohan observed the massive formation in the sky, her eyes revealing a hint of interest, her expression quite different from Lin Moyu's. Regardless of the task or trial, she would break it with a single sword. After watching for a few seconds, she turned to Lin Moyu and said, "Little brother, congratulations on reaching the 4th rank of the God King realm. Your cultivation speed is quite fast, almost catching up to your elder sister." Lin Moyu smiled. "I'm just joking. How could I catch up to my elder sister?" Lin Mohan smiled and gave him a look that said, "At least you know your place." In the outside world, nearly 10 days had passed, but for Lin Moyu, it was nearly 3 years in the time house. 3 years to advance a single rank might be considered an astonishing speed for others, but for Lin Moyu, it was a bit slow. For me, the time house is not the optimal choice. As the formation continued to operate, everyone's cultivation levels decreased until they stabilized at the 1st rank of the God King realm. Now, they had all been suppressed to the 1st rank of the God King realm. A total of 3 ranks had been reduced, but Lin Moyu showed no reaction. However, many others couldn't accept it and began to complain. Lin Moyu calmly said, "The 1st rank of the God King realm, unable to fly, and restricting the use of magic treasures at the God King realm and above. It seems to be aligning with the 4-star domain competition." Lin Mohan nodded. "I had a feeling it wouldn't be that simple, just gathering us here. It seems there are other arrangements." Lin Moyu had an indifferent expression. "Let's see what kind of tricks they can come up with." The formation finally stabilized completely, and a giant face appeared in the sky. The face was hazy and indistinct, but the aura of majesty it emanated made everyone's heart tremble. Lin Moyu's heart trembled slightly, and he murmured, "This is not a divine lord." Lin Mohan affirmed Lin Moyu's words, "It's from the other shore." They were truly being given face, as a being from the other shore had appeared. Although their true appearance couldn't be seen clearly, their mere presence was enough. The pressure from the other shore being was immensely powerful, like thunder and prison descending upon them, causing many people to be startled and fall to the ground. Someone exclaimed loudly, "What kind of existence is this? It's terrifying. How could there be such a powerful being in this world? Is this real, or is it because of the formation? I must be seeing an illusion." Most people were unaware of the existence of the other shore, and some felt their worldview had been shattered. The other shore being observed the reactions of the crowd, with a mix of approval and disappointment in their eyes. A thunderous voice emerged from their mouth, "I will now issue the tasks. Listen carefully, everyone. Task 1. Leave Fire Seed Island and exit the Ring Mountain continent. The direction is your choice, but you must travel alone. You cannot move together with others. Task 2. During the journey, slay the giant beasts on the island. The more you slay, the higher your score. Task 3. Find the tokens hidden along the way. You can earn points by finding them. Be careful, as the tokens may appear anywhere, in corners or even inside the giant beasts. Note: if you encounter others, you must separate within 1 minute. You cannot converse or reveal any information. The entire process will be monitored by the Human Emperor Network, so do not harbor any illusions. Even if you communicate through soul transmission, it will be useless. You can view the specific scoring rules and rankings on the Human Emperor Network. This task will affect your level within the Divine City. Those who fail the task will be stripped of their qualification to participate in the 4-star domain competition. Those from the Divine City will have their level demoted, and those without a level will be expelled from the Divine City. The task will begin in half an hour. The voice, like thunder, was etched into everyone's souls as words. After speaking, the face in the sky disappeared, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. They then began to seriously consider the task at hand. Each person would have to rely on their own abilities to leave the Ring Mountain continent. Here, they could not fly and would have to traverse mountains and rivers. Along the way, there would be giant beasts, and the journey would not be smooth sailing, as battles would be inevitable. Their cultivation levels had been suppressed, and they could not use powerful magic treasures. They also had to search for tokens. Although the strength of the giant beasts was unknown, it was clear that the task would not be simple. Lin Moyu remained calm, his heart undisturbed. He had faced even more challenging environments before, so this was nothing to him. He looked towards his elder sister. "It seems we can't rely on each other anymore." Lin Mohan snorted. "What, did you want your elder sister to lead you out while slaying everything in our path?" Lin Moyu shook his head. "I was thinking I could lead you out while slaying everything." Lin Mohan scoffed. "Don't be delusional. What are you thinking? I'll beat you into a pig's head if you can't get first place. Lin Moyu laughed. Don't worry, I won't give you that opportunity. At this point, the task had not yet begun, and many people began to prepare. Someone shouted loudly, does anyone have extra medicine, healing potions, or potions to restore energy? I'll buy them. Among the seed contestants, some were skilled in alchemy and had prepared supplies, just in case. Brothers from the Black Tortoise Star Domain, do you have any puppets for sale? The kind that can scout ahead. Does anyone have extra True God Realm magic treasures to sell? We can negotiate the price. Lin Moyu didn't need to prepare anything. He connected to the Human Emperor network and began to check the specific information about the task.